What's up, Demystify Nations? Pat back for another week of AI tips for trailblazers. This week, Perplexity Labs. Perplexity Labs came out last week. It's an upgraded tier. No, I apologize. It is not an upgraded tier subscription. What it does is I've messed around with it a little bit. I would call it deep research, but for more specialized things like dashboards, PowerPoints and document creation. I thought it'd be really good to showcase. It's a new feature. I know Perplexity is a great model, phenomenal tool. And what I wanted to do today, I haven't tried this yet. I've used it to build some PowerPoints and it's done really, really well from a design perspective because I'm terrible with design, is try to build out a dashboard based on some synthetic marketing data that I've used for demonstration purposes in the past. Let's see how it goes. It's been pretty pain-free so far dealing with Perplexity Labs, but maybe this is the one that gets me here. So why don't we go to, where is our Perplexity tab here? Perplexity Lab. So when you come into Perplexity, you'll come to their homepage. You can see the sidebar over here, where they have search, research for their deep research feature. And then what you want to do is hit this little, literally look like a lab, like a key type thing, or maybe that little pin that drops in Google Maps. But what you want to do is enable your pro. So this is the labs mode. You're in pro, apologies, but enable labs. And you can see here, turn your ideas into complete docs, slides, dashboards, some synthetic data, just very basic made up stuff. It's supposed to be paid search data that's driving people to a website. So we've got default channel grouping, device category, city, landing page, and then our metrics are sessions, conversions, cost, revenue, and ROAS, return on ad spend. Well, one of my faves. Back to Perplexity. So why don't I've already downloaded my data. I could connect, but I'm still a little suspicious. So we'll add our data here. As you can see in this Google Sheet, I know I uploaded an XLSX. It's in this same exact format. So just columns A through J. You've got a date column, 5 different metrics columns, and then some 4 dimensions categories. So we've got, let's upload our, it's already in there, my bad. And then let's see here. I'm going to assume it's already an expert. So I need you to create a marketing, can't type as usual, dashboard based on the attack data set. Let's tell it where it's going to be. So the dash will be in Looker Studio. And what do we want to highlight in the data? So in the data, why don't we take a look again here really quick? Um, let's just add a simple question. Which channel group and device category, we basically want to know about these dimensions. Which channel group, device category, city, and landing page perform the best in terms of these metrics? We'll say ROAS, but we'll get more specific. And I'm curious to see always what it comes back and asks me. So I want to highlight the channel grouping, device type. What else was in the data set? The city of the landing page. City and landing page that performed the best in terms of ROAS. And as always, ask me 2 questions for clarity. All right, and we're off. 9 minutes, my goodness. So here we can see it reasoning. It's going to analyze the attached data set. It's good stuff. The output I'm expecting here, and like I said, I messed around with this a little bit last week and this week, but mostly to help me create better visuals and better styles for PowerPoint slides, which it did phenomenally well. You can download PowerPoints directly from here. I didn't mess with anything around like company colors or anything like that, but I could have easily fed it, our RGB colors and text and basically our style guide for our company and fed it in. But frankly, it produced some kind of slick designs that were a little bit out of my creative category. So I ended up just using them. Looks like it's still analyzing the data set. We'll give it a couple minutes here. We'll be back in a moment. All right. And we're back. All right. So, okay. So it looks like what it did was it did a fine job of just kind of summing up the key performance insights. And this is essentially what I wanted to know. Organic search, email, device performance. So pretty good. So it looks like it created a couple charts. Channel performance ROAS. I'll be curious to see. Let's go back through the reasoning really quickly and we'll see. All right, so it kind of just lumped everything into one single bar chart. All right, here we go. So now it's starting to ask questions. So time period data aggregates, dashboard show monthly trends, focus on summary performance. So we want monthly trends. Two, do you want week over week analysis capabilities for campaign optimization? Yes, we do. How should I handle ROAS outliers? Your data shows values up to which may skew visualization. We will normalize the outliers, and it'll probably come back and ask me questions like, how do you want to normalize the outliers? We'll figure that out in a sec. Let's see what it says. Should best performing defined as highest average ROAS, highest ROAS contribution, most consistent ROAS. Let's do highest ROAS contribution. Curious to see what that is. Four, it's good questions. Cross-filtering capabilities. Yes, we do need cross-filtering capabilities. Should I include conversion rate and cost per conversion metrics alongside ROAS? Why not? Yes. Seven, do you want drill down functionality from summary to daily campaign T details? Yes. Let's keep going. Is this dashboard for executive reporting or campaign optimization? This affects the level. We'll do campaign optimization because I'm curious to see how detailed good old Perplexity Pro can get here. All right, nine. Which underperforming areas need attention? Paid shirts. Yeah, we'll just say which underperforming areas need attention. Paid search shows concerning 1.3x ROAS. We'll just say paid search. Keep things kind of moving for our demo here. Should I highlight budget reallocation opportunities based on ROAS performance? No, I don't want to hear about that. We'll let our fake media planner do that. Do you prefer scorecards, bar charts, heat maps, or table formats for different metrics? For this one, I'm going to have you choose what makes most sense. Since I would, and this is true, I would like scorecard metric at the top of the dashboard. And I expect to see visuals. We'll just leave it at that. So the question was, do you prefer scorecards, bar charts, heat maps, or table formats for different metrics? I want to let it make up its mind. I always like to see what the AI is going to do, what the LLM is going to do with a very little direction. And then I like to refine from there. So I wrote back, I told it, you choose what makes the most sense. I would like scorecards for each metric near the top of the dashboard, which is true. I do like to see my custom metrics or like whatever our KPIs are right at the top so you can see them right away. And then I just told it, but I expect to see proper visualization. So let's see what it does there. And then 12, traffic light colors. Yeah, I actually just came up with something else for a client based on traffic light colors. So we'll tell it yes. All right, now I've answered her questions. It's going to create a plan. We got 9 minutes. We'll be back when this is done. All right, so it looks like we are back. It's still kind of pulling out some analysis here, but let's see. Interesting. So it literally built a dashboard. That is crazy. You can go to it in this app. Geez. Let's see here. Yeah. Fully downloadable. So here, why don't we go to the app? So it looks like this is where it's at. Immediate optimization for paid campaigns. Interesting. This is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Call this changes. Well, this is something else. So top performing combinations. I mean, color, I like a lighter dashboard, a little bit more imagery, but I mean, that's something, we could always put in ourselves. This is just, I'm frankly kind of amazed. It's got full on drop downs. I don't even have to move this into Looker Studio. I would just use this. It looks like it's got all the Python code it used to create everything. And then here's the tasks, like here's everything that it went through, but you can keep it in the lab. It pulled out a pretty nice executive summary, dashboard architecture and features. Let's see. Gives us a readout of our green, yellow, red status. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Let's go back and check out the dashboard some more. I'm kind of amazed. So yeah, it looks like, let's just look at hometown here. So yeah, it adjusts everything pretty well. Let's see if we just look at shop. Yeah, the landing pages are changing. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. So give Perplexity Pro Labs a try, create dashboards. So in total, obviously we took some pauses. That took about 15 minutes in total. So from when I uploaded my data, gave it the initial prompt, and then came back and answered those 12 questions from start to finish was about 12 minutes. Now, we'll have to figure out how we get this into a proper dashboarding format. I'm not so sure I can send this to a client right now, but considering it has fake data, it doesn't really matter. So I hope you enjoyed this week. I thought that was super interesting. I'm getting much more into Perplexity and using it in my AI stack. So please hit like, submit any comments you have, and definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be back next week for more AI tips for trailblazers. Have a great week and weekend.